what Kelly down the road is saying. It's not how you're feeling today. It's not what life has decided to throw at you to throw you off course. Discipline is like, I hear all of that, I see all of that, but this is what I need to do. This is what I've been told. This is my assignment. And in order for me to complete my assignment, I'm going to need you to get out of your feelings. I'm going to need you to forget about what Kelly down the road is saying. And I'm going to need you to try and get through this lemon that life has thrown at you as quickly as possible. Hi and welcome back to my channel. I am your coach Karina, a personal and relationship coach for women who have the tendency to self-sabotage their life, and I just work out why it is that we do this and what we can do to overcome it so that you can not only have the lives and the relationships that you've always wanted, but what you've truly deserved. So if you like my content, don't forget to like, subscribe and leave a comment below. And this is the last week of self-love month, which is discipline, and the importance of applying it to our lives and how it can not change our lives but save our lives, and why I believe it is the greatest act of self-love we can give to ourselves. Well, for most of us, when we hear the word discipline, we literally think, oh my gosh, this is the worst thing ever. We think about being children who were disciplined, maybe told off severely, or given a smack every now and again. We saw that as that's what discipline is. And I think as we've grown older, we've kind of like attached discipline to hard work, to strife, to pain, and we haven't actually attached it to purpose, fulfillment, peace and happiness. And saying that, probably thinking like, how the hell is discipline gonna help me be happy? Well, I think in life what truly makes us feel happy and what truly makes us feel fulfilled is taking the harder route. So a lot of us have the tendency to go to the easy route because we feel we're gonna get things done quicker. And so with the easy route comes quick, easy feelings. When we take the shortcut, we get there maybe a little bit quicker and we feel happy temporarily. We tend to not have a lasting, fulfilling feeling, and we tend to want to then be looking for something else to try and feel that within us. What that tends to be is instant gratification. We do it all the time. Our phones, one of the biggest ways that we get instant gratification. We can post a photo, a selfie, or leave a statement online, and we can get likes, comments, people sort of giving us praise towards what we've said, and we can instantly feel better about ourselves. People are saying how pretty you look, you're gonna feel happy in that moment, but does that feeling ever last? Usually it doesn't last. Usually it's gone. Like I said, you're then chasing that next high. You're then chasing that next thing that's going to give you that instant gratification. And what discipline really is delaying gratification. So it's not stopping gratification. I think people think that, when we do things with discipline, that it's not going to make us feel good or we're not allowed to be happy. But no, that's exactly what discipline is. Discipline is actually going to make us feel fulfilled and have that last a lot longer than what we would do instantly. Discipline is us knowing better, but actually doing better. And it's so much easier said than actually done. In theory, it sounds incredible. Like, okay, well, I know what I should be doing in order to achieve my goals, fulfill my purpose. I should just be able to do that. But when we actually put it into practice, we understand that life, our emotions, other people, other things can kind of get in the way of us being on our path, So what's one of the biggest reasons why we don't apply discipline into our life if we know that in the long term it's going to benefit us? Simple. like I said it earlier, our emotions. Our emotions can sometimes be our biggest enemy. Like, I don't know if I've explained this before, but emotions are great tools. They really do allow us to like know what is working for us and what we need to change and improve. But sometimes we can get stagnant with our emotions when we get caught up in not feeling good, not feeling happy, not feeling right, and we let that get in the way of where we're supposed to be heading. And discipline does not care about your emotions. So what I mean by that is saying, I can't be asked to do this, or I'm just not feeling up to it. I don't feel in the mood for doing something. Discipline is only focused on the outcome. Discipline knows what it needs to do. What I mean by that is when you set your intention, when you set your goal, discipline focuses on that. It's like, I want to be able to achieve that goal. That's my purpose. That's what discipline is. It's not all this other stuff that's going on in your life. It's not what Kelly down the road is saying. It's not how you're feeling today. It's not what life has decided to throw at you to throw you off course. Discipline is like, I hear all of that, I see all of that, but this is what I need to do. This is what I've been told. This is my assignment. And in order for me to complete my assignment, I'm going to need you to get out of your feelings. I'm going to need you to forget about what Kelly down the road is saying. And I'm going to need you to try and get through this lemon that life has thrown at you as quickly as possible. If you need to make it into lemonade, let's do that. Take a sip and let's keep moving. A lot of you come to me feeling that you don't have a lot of self-worth, you don't have confidence, you don't believe in yourself. And the biggest reason why you don't is because you have no discipline in your life. You go off of how you feel rather than what is going to make you feel better, what's going to make you do better and overall feel better in the long run. I will give you an example. So let's take dating, for instance. You know that a certain type of guy, when he approaches you and he's saying certain things to you and such as, you know, I'm not really looking for a relationship, I just want to have fun, I don't want to be with anyone on a serious basis, and you heard everything that person said, and you know that what you want is a relationship and someone to love you, and yet you will still indulge in that behavior because in the moment you just want to have some sort of intimacy, you want to feel attractive, you want to feel that someone cares about you. You already know that you're not going to feel good. You already know before you engage in that behavior that you're not going to feel happy with the outcome because he's told you the outcome. He's told you that he doesn't want anything serious. You haven't been able to apply discipline in the fact of that, you know, actually, no, I don't want this. I don't want to engage in this behavior. I can wait and find somebody who is for me. Delay gratification. Because you go into how you feel rather than what you believe is going to be best for you. Can you see now where the cycle of feeling bad about yourself and then trying to make yourself feel better and then falling back into not feeling good about yourself and having low self-worth is because you're not working hard, you're not applying stuff, you're not understanding that actually in order for me to become better and to be better, I have to do better. Thinking better isn't going to help you. Watching this video, agreeing with what I'm saying and saying I need to make changes and then not make changes is not going to make you feel better. It's just not. And I had to really understand that in my own life. I had to understand that definitely in the dating, but not just in the dating, in other areas of my life. I have to apply discipline if I want to see results. I could have only dreamt of doing this time last year. To be sat in front of a camera speaking how I'm speaking right now was a pipe dream. Absolute pipe dream. It was never going to happen. All I could think, I was like, I can't speak in front of a camera. I'm too nervous. I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know how I had to overcome that? I had to start doing it. And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm anywhere near where I want to be because I'm really not, but I'm not going to get there if I don't work on it. It's going to take effort, but I'm going to reap the benefits of that effort. Being disciplined and understanding that, you know what, you can see where you want to be. You want to be able to make great content for people to like listen and get messages across and how they can become better people themselves. You've got to be that example and you've got to get in front of that camera regardless of whether you feel like you want to, or regardless if you feel that you're pretty enough or whatever it is. No, I feel like I haven't reached my goal in doing what I'm doing. Overall, I feel better about myself. I feel like, do you know what, actually I can do this. I am able of doing this. Look at it, just takes you actually applying knowledge rather than just taking knowledge in and thinking that sounds great and getting back to being mediocre. Getting back to being mediocre. I feel like every single one of us has the ability to become better than who they were yesterday, to become great. And what keeps us in mediocrity is not doing, is staying in our comfort zone, staying in what feels familiar, not facing our fears, not understanding that we are destined for more and actually doing that. In order to become disciplined, we also understand that we're going to fall over. We're going to fall flat on our faces, and it's going to take time. A lot of the times we get started on things, and because we don't see the results that we want to see straight away, because things don't happen how we want it to happen, and because we pretty much, like I said, fall flat on our faces, and maybe there's a bunch of people that are watching, we go, do you know what? I was right. I can't do this. I'm not able to do this. This is way too much. I didn't expect to have to fall over and people pick me up. I wasn't expecting to have to start over 6-7 times. I wasn't expecting to things not to go right straight away. And we say, that's it. I'm throw the towel in and give up and go back to the comfort zone. I won't be the first and I won't be the last to say this, but you look at any great person in any field. Let's look at the music industry. I'm gonna go with Beyonce because loads of people love and know Beyonce, and as much as I maybe don't rate her as much musically, I do rate her craft. I rate the fact that she is clearly somebody who works very, very hard to get to where she's got to. She started out very young in a girl group, and she worked for years and years and years to be able to get to where she is to today. Years, not a couple of hours, years. And look, she's reaping the benefits. And I think that's a mindset we fall into, is that it's going to take years. It's going to take such a long time. We don't have the... I promise you, you have all the time in the world. If you can sit around and complain and dream of a better life, then you have the time to actually make that life. You have the time. And the best things in life take time. You want a relationship. You want a relationship that has love, trust, respect, honesty. Well, in order for you to build that, it takes time. You have to go out, date people, meet people. You then have to filter it down to one person. Then you have to continue to work with that person. You have to continue to get to know that person. You need to start to know that person in every scenario, when they're happy, when they're sad, when a disaster's happened, when they've woken up and they're not feeling good. Or how do you react in certain circumstances? Have you been in a relationship like this before with this type of person? You have to work. You have to work individually and then work together to make it work. If you keep waiting for that overnight success, then yeah, you're gonna die a very depressed, upset, and potentially lonely person, especially if you want that overnight success in a relationship. I know we kind of grew up in a society where we watch things in movies, we watched Disney, Sleeping Beauty, but I'm gonna take Sleeping Beauty. She did get kissed by Prince, and we didn't see the happy ever after, but we assumed they lived happily ever after because we were told they lived happily ever after. But how long was Sleeping Beauty sleeping? How long? I couldn't tell you the years, but I know it's a very long time. She was not asleep for one day and then all of a sudden Prince Charm came in. No, she had to stay asleep for a very long time. And we have to start applying that to ourselves. We have to understand that everything takes time. But discipline also helps us to become more efficient. It means that we can actually have more time to do other things if we are disciplined. I know, crazy how. For instance, cooking food. Maybe cooking in advance. On a weekend, I will go out, I'll go and buy all the food that I need to cook for the week, and then I'll cook 2 times a week, multiple meals, so that I have a meal for lunch and dinner cooked, and then I make my breakfast every day. it saves me a lot of time, especially in my weekdays. I work a full-time job, I then come home and I work with clients, I have to make content, I have to do things constantly. Like, I don't have the time to be cooking every day. Not only is cooking my food in advance, or just, you know, cooking food in general, cost effective, it's also health effective. There's no way in hell that I could be eating takeaway every day. I don't know what's been cooked. I don't know how it's been cooked. I don't know what ingredients they've put in that could be healthy or unhealthy for me. So there's multiple things. When you start to look at like the certain things, when you start doing that is disciplined, you start to see the multiple benefits it's bringing into your life. Going for walks. Not only is it health effective in a sense of it makes you become physically more active, more physically fit, but you also get to spend time with yourself, your thoughts, or you get to meet up with a friend and socialize. You know, you can take in your surroundings, learn new things, learn new sceneries around you, go different routes. There's always a benefit to being disciplined. So how do you start to apply discipline in your life if you're someone who's severely lacked discipline? Well, first of all, you acknowledge the areas that you want to improve. Where do you want to be? What would the ideal situation look like? You have to get clear on your vision. You have to get clear on your goals. Like I said, discipline needs to know its assignment in order for it to be focused on that. So understand what it is that you're looking to achieve. And then you need to break it down into bite-sized goals, realistic bite-sized goals, in order for you to be able to work towards that. Because let's take, for instance, you want to run a marathon, but you've never ran a mile in your life. And you go, oh, today I'm going to go and run, I don't know, is it 26 miles in a marathon? You say you're going to run 13 miles. I guarantee you, you're going to fall at your first mile, and then you're going to be like, I clearly can't run a marathon, and you're going to give up. So start small. The first day, run 500 yards. Run 500 yards for 3 days. And then be like, do you know what? I'm going to double that on the fourth day. And keep doing it until you master it, until you plateau. People who go to the gym, people who are bodybuilders, they understand they have to break their body bit by bit. So they work at a certain weight. They start with a certain weight. And once they've been able to plateau, they understand that's the moment that they can start applying more weights in order to break their muscles down even more. It's how they gain strength. It's how they gain more muscles. Discipline is learning to apply and develop new muscles within you. And once you find that you've mastered one goal, you'll then be able to move on to other goals. But you have to be able to get to the mastering of one first, especially if you've been somebody who's been stuck in the comfort zone for a long time. But I'm going to leave you with some questions that I have to ask myself in the moment. You know, like I said, discipline is all about being conscious. It's all about being aware of yourself and aware of what it is that you want and aware of what you're about to do. So ask these questions in the moment to help you identify whether or not the next step is going to push you towards your goal or if it's going to keep you away from your goal. And that is literally, what do I gain if I do this? Ask yourself when you're like, I'm not feeling like I'm in the mood to do this, but what do I gain? Do I gain time? Do I gain strength? Do I gain a skill? Am I gaining momentum towards my actual goal? Ask yourself. And then also ask, what do I lose if I don't do this? Am I losing time in the future? Am I losing my momentum towards my goal? Am I losing the ammunition or the motivation that I have even towards that? Really question yourself in these moments. Like, what is it I stand to lose or gain? Another great question I love to ask myself in the moment is, where will I be in 1 year's time? If I keep moving at what I'm doing, if I do this thing that feels like it's going to irritate me, or I don't have the energy or the time to do it right now, or I don't feel like I want to do it, where will I be in 1 year's time if I remain consistent with this? I can already show you where I was. Like I said, I was just dreaming about this moment. I was doing my courses, thinking I want to become a coach. I could not have told you that I would be on doing a YouTube video for goodness sakes. Like, yes, little small videos online, but actually putting up YouTube videos. Never. I would never believe that. So really envision where you could be in a year's time if you keep applying that consistency. You know, am I doing an act of self-love if I do this right now? Yes, you heard me right. Is this an act of self-love if I do this? Am I showing me that I actually love and have my best interests at heart if I do this? Or am I saying that I don't give a damn and I just want to enjoy feeling miserable? I'm going to be feeling miserable for the rest of my life. Be real with yourself in these moments, people, because being real is anything that's going to get us moving and going. And then lastly, how will I feel immediately after I do this? So those things that we hate to do, things we don't want to do, but once we've done everything, once we've got our agenda done from the day, we've done what we're planning to do, and then we get to sit, chill, relax, and look back. That's an amazing feeling. Come on, you've got to say that's an amazing feeling. That's got to be a better feeling than sitting down and chilling and knowing that you've got a list of things that you're supposed to get done. I already know. So just picture how you're going to feel once you do what you have to do, or you apply that boundary. You know, boundaries fall into discipline. Having boundaries with yourself, but also having boundaries with other people. Making sure you follow up on those boundaries with other people. What are the consequences to them of not adhering to your boundaries? Because I'm going to tell you this now. When we have boundaries, when we apply discipline to ourselves, we're showing people that we have a certain standard. We believe that we hold ourselves to a certain standard. So if I'm holding myself to a standard, then you best be coming with that same energy towards me. You best believe it. And I'm telling you, when you apply it to yourself, it'll be so much easier to hold other people to accountable and to be able to put the consequences to your boundaries in place. Start with yourself first. This is what I said Self-Love Month is. It is to make sure that we're working on ourselves, giving ourselves the love that we need so that we can become the best people that we can be, not only for ourselves, but for other people as well. That's the only way we're going to do it, is by giving ourselves that love first. So here we are, Self-Love Month. Today we've discussed discipline, the benefits, why we need it, how we can apply it in our lives. Of course, this might generate some more questions, so do not hesitate to get into contact with me. I'm available on all platforms under Your Coach Karina. Drop me a DM, or better yet, schedule a consultation with me. 30 minutes of your life to see if I could be somebody that could help you learn to accept yourself, learn to be more accountable, be present, and actually apply discipline into your life so that you are showing up as the best version of yourself. If you have, of course, liked the content though, do not forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I've been your coach Karina, and I've really enjoyed this month, and I can't wait to share with you some more content I'm going to have coming up. Sure.